called Game Feel by Steve Swink that goes over how to create decent game mechanics. And essentially, what he points out is the thing that basically makes really good game mechanics is a mixture of all three of these things, which is real-time control, spatial simulations, and polish. Now, real-time control is essentially you have to have real-time control nearly all the time, in the sense of that you can move about and stuff like that, and when you put input in, it responds and stuff like that. And the reason why games like StarCraft, Peggle, and Armadillo Run aren't considered real-time is because once you do a mechanic and stuff like that, it's basically like the main mechanic for it. Once you release it and stuff like that, you don't really have much control over it. So with like Peggle, once you release the ball, it's basically up to where the ball lands more than anything else. You do not have real-time control over the ball to some extent in that regard. So that's what real-time control essentially is. The other is spatial simulations. So what that means is that the environment actually like interacts with you physically and stuff like that. So the reason why games like Civ 4 and Bejeweled aren't considered spatial simulation games is because there's no physical sort of aspect to it, in the sense of that though you can move around the space and stuff like that, there's no actual like physical simulations going on and stuff like that. So for that reason, it's not really considered a spatial simulation on that end. And finally, polish. Now, polish is basically just making the game look nice more than anything else, and adding like special effects, sound, and certain animations and stuff like that to actually make the game feel good to the player and stuff like that. And the reason why Bridge Builder isn't considered polished is purely because there isn't any. So it's that simple. Now, flow states. Now, this is going a bit away from actual games design to some extent, but it is important to kind of understand how player engagement might end up going. So first and foremost, you need to understand participant and skill level. Now, depending on how this works, you have to go out. So the way this works is that you need to understand participant skill level, difficulty of the task, whether it falls into boredom, anxiety, or the flow channel. So basically, with how this works, is the more skilled the player is, the more of a challenge they'll basically be asking. But you don't want it to be too challenging, so that the player can't. So that the player doesn't fall into anxiety, or you don't want it to be too boring that it basically falls into boredom. And generally, as long as you go out of your way to meet your players' expectations on challenge and stuff like that, you'll keep them engaged, and you'll basically leave them alone on that end, like that. Now, operant conditioning. Does anyone know what operant conditioning is about?
No idea.
Operate conditioning.
Right. So,
like how smoothly. No, I think I give you this one. Your mechanic works.
not exactly.
Is
So,
it like training AI or something?
well, you want to train your players as well. That's the thing. As a game developer, you want to try and do that as well. So, basically what operant conditioning is rewarding positive actions while also punishing negative actions. So, if a player does something that is good, you want to give them some level of reward for it, right? However, as soon as they start doing a negative thing, like, oh, they realize that parrying this creature will basically allow me to easily defeat it, but then what I could do later down the line is make a creature that can't be parried, so he basically has to learn that parrying this creature is a good thing, but parrying this other creature is a bad thing. You have to go out of your way to teach players these things, but you can't. But you have to take into consideration flow states as well. But that's besides the point. There is also a discussion about classical conditioning by Pavlov, where basically depending, if you want to make horror games specifically, you need to understand classical conditioning, for it basically allows people to signal something and then make people feel scared. So how classical conditioning works is that there is some external stimuli of some kind, and then there's rather a reward or punishment. So once the player basically learns about that, they will understand that when the bell rings, something will happen, which basically ends up causing anxiety more down the line. So, or more relief. So that's a few things you need to understand relating to that, and I think we'll go into further detail in another lesson. But as it stands, what not to worry about for now. Worrying about game length. Look, a lot of people go, oh, I want to make sure that a game is enough to be played for 60 hours and stuff like that. Don't focus on that. Game length is one of the hardest things that you can really do as a starting developer. And realistically, what I would advise is just make a short game that feels good, because people would prefer short experiences that feel good rather than slogs of games. So make sure just to keep it short and sweet. Making the perfect game on day one, you're going to make several bad games. It's alright. Don't expect to basically make a home run on day one. I mean, the guy who created Five Nights at Freddy's, he made over 80 games before being successful. So, just to give you the idea, he made over 80, not 18, 80 games before being successful. So, don't worry about it, alright? Next thing, being afraid to create. That's one of the biggest things to say is, do not be afraid to create. Even if it's a small game, it's actually a good thing. It shows that you're at least progressing forward, rather than just being stuck in a rut. Fourthly, creating a project that goes on for years with little to no progress. Look at Pirate Software or Yandere Dev as an example for that. But if we're looking for more professional examples, we can look over at Duke Nukem or Concord. So just go out of your way to understand that the longer the game is being made, the higher the anticipation of how good the game will be. So just make sure to meet players' expectations to some extent.
Hold on, wait. Let me ask you this question. Is this your first time teaching, or...?
This is my first... well, yes, this is basically my first time teaching and stuff like that, potentially. This is my first presentation. Well, I've done presentations before, but yeah. Why? Why'd you ask?
Nah, bro, because I feel like for a new person teaching like this, I feel like that's you're already like, you're sounding like a lecturer. Yeah. So I'm just really surprised, you know.
I mean, to be fair, while at university, I had to actually speak on and do presentations in front of my peers and stuff like that, who would pick at me brutally. So, yeah. And we had to keep into like very short time limits as well. So, but what we're looking forward to, learning new skills. Whether you're brand new to video games or whether you're a seasoned veteran on creating games, all I'm going to say is, no matter what skill level you are, you're going to learn some new skills to heighten your video game creation skills. Secondly, making new friends. I think it's one of the most important things that I see within game creation is creating bonds and creating fellowships to actually go out their way to create games together and stuff like that. Because one of the biggest problems is that people who do tend to like creating games, unfortunately, aren't really that social. So let's try and, be more social on that end. Creating short and quick projects. As I said before, do that. Do as many as you can. As long as it has a win-lose condition, It's all good. It can be as rough around the edges as possible, but as long as it feels good to play, it'll be a good project to put on your portfolio potentially. And also making fun projects. I want you to go out of your way to actually have fun making projects. I don't want you to just be doing stuff because someone told you to do it and stuff like that. I want you to actually enjoy the process in the end. And most importantly, have fun. I mean, granted, I know you're here to learn and stuff like that, but it is important to make sure that everyone here is engaged to some extent and can move forward and have a good time with everyone. So, other than that, thank you for listening. Any questions?
Damn. No, sir. Not yet. Because you haven't gone to complicated ones, sir. You haven't showed us how to make mechanics yet, sir.
I haven't got my syllabus yet.
Oh, this is the introduction you got, right?
Yeah, this is the introduction that I ended up making.
It's not bad, man. It's so good, bro.
We go to the PZ.
Thank you.
Yeah. Kind of not bad.
Although, if you want an exercise on creating game mechanics and stuff like that, I would say get a piece of paper and then think of a potential game mechanic and just write it down. Simple as that. Or try and figure out a game and set up rules for it, which are basically mechanics in themselves. Hell, if you want, you can be even more creative. You can go out of your way to use that piece of paper to make an airplane and see whose airplane goes the farthest. There you go. That's a game in itself. Has a win and lose condition. There you go. Very simple. But yeah, that's basically what I ended up teaching.
Really? That hits me?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad that you thought that it was
Damn.
Our bad, bro. You gotta time us out for now.
I'm surprised I was able to do it.
Oh, okay, how does that hit me?
Go ahead, bro.
Oh, what are you playing out of curiosity?
Isle.
Oh, that's you.
Sorry, bro, I died.
Bro, I killed one of them.
Nice.
Yeah. My bad, Charles. We just got caught up. We were all peaceful and we got caught up. Yo, we were just, bro. Bro, how come, bro? You didn't break any of their legs, dude. What the
Dude,
hell?
I don't know. And I don't
What's
know.
going on? What is bro? None of them are broken, man. What Aki is OP. And you got some hits on them, bro. Yeah, bro. The other one got buffed, definitely, bro. Yeah, so yeah, what are you planning, bro? Wow, bro, this is Allosaurus, Tyrannosaurus. Can you see them in your screen too?
Allosaurus?
There is, bro. Did you check?
Yeah, I saw some, but I don't know. Do you want to play that?
Okay. Because it's kind of crazy if we play that, dude. Like, I don't think.
Go ahead. We'll start that.
No, like there is no sounds, right?
It's Sarah sounds, and it puts 360. It's not. It's definitely an old file. What do you feel like playing?
No, bro. You go ahead, man. Pick.
There's an Omni Nest, and then we can also do Carno.
Yeah, we can go for the Omniness. Is there?
Did you kill both of them, or what happened?
I only killed Yeah, I killed only one, bro. I
Okay,
was only able to get one.
yeah, we'll do Carno, because if there's Sarah population, we gotta take them out. What do you think? Liberty Carno? Free the server?
Yeah, alright. Can dig that. I don't know, bro. I don't know. The other one, kind of very fishy, bro. The way he gained confidence.
I want to go West Access or South Plains.
Your choice, your call. I think South Plains. Well, he does hairs, don't it?
I think South Plains might be good because we're fast, right?
Yeah. We're gonna start lesser than the speed of Sarah.
I think we'll have luck in South Plains.
All right, let's go. Already spawned in.
Dude, I don't know what's happening with this one. I need to restart this.
Go ahead.